Okay, so it's been about 4 hours and it's dry. So I put a piece of butcher block paper down, and then I have, well, we use a lot of blue towels for different things, for woodworking and everything. So I have the blue towels that I'm going to wipe the excess off of my leather. So, have the little brushes. And I'll put everything down in the notes, in the descriptions of where you can find everything, and the links to Cricut where all that stuff is. And then Tandy Leather, I'll put my list of what Tandy Leather is. So here's the EcoFlow. And it doesn't take much. I just like to protect my area because I use my table for so many different things. And I just rub it on. And I may use too much. I don't know. I didn't take a leather class. But I put a lot on there. And I just swirl it all around. Now, if you let it dry, it does get a little streaky. So I'll just add some on there. And as you can see, it's all over my hands. Looks like that. And I'm going to take my towel. Looks like this. But I always put like 2 or 3. I like it a little darker and a little more weathery looking. So I'll come back and put another coat on it. And this time I'll let it sit just a little while longer. And I will pick it up and I do the sides. But like I said, you can do coasters with leather. You can add cork to the back of it. Personalized, great wedding gifts. I mean, doing this just opens up a whole new world for doing stuff with Cricut. I know, I get so excited. So I'm going to blop this on there. And you can see it's really covered. Move it over a little. And I'm just going to let it sit there a minute. And this time when I go to wipe it off, I'll kind of bend it so that it's getting down in the cracks, which it is getting down in the design and all that. And that's what makes it look really cool and textured, is because it engraved and then it did the foil. And so it's getting down there in that darker area. Should be okay. I'm just going to leave it for a little bit. Kind of gets like a kind of a foggy look, I guess is what you'd call it. It's kind of hard to see. And then I basically, on the last one that I do, it's like polishing the leather. And so that's why I let it just sit there for a little bit. I'm actually going to close that so I don't spill it. Once I do the leather and I do the stain on it, I do let it sit overnight before I do anything with it, so that I know that it's good and dry, because you can feel the moisture on it when you're doing it. It's still shiny. But when you do start wiping it off, once it's dried a little bit, you'll notice that it sticks in certain places and you can see your brush marks. So what I'll do is I may take the brush that's got a little extra on it and I'll rub it over it just to wet it a little bit, and then come back. And then some of it you can just, if you have enough strength, you can just buff it. I call it buffing it out. I'm sure that's not the term for it. But I did this one the other day for my niece, and so that's how that one looked when I tried it. All right. And I do also wipe the sides. And of course, every one of them is going to be different. It's a little soaked. But you can see that it's still wet down where the design is. So that's where I'll let it soak. But then I just kind of wipe the edges. And there it is. Sorry, not in the picture, is it? And there's the one I just did that y'all watched. Now, like I said, it'll dry, and then I'll show you pictures and take pictures of it. I don't do the back side. So, that is how to do tooled leather with your Cricut. So, I tried this one to see how it would do with detailed fine designs, and it worked great. This was a design that I did a couple years ago that was in my images, and I converted it. So it's just playing around with it. So if you have any questions, let me know. Message me. Do it underneath the video on Facebook. It will be on YouTube because it's a long video. So any questions, feel free to ask. I'm blunt about every answer I give. I don't hide anything. So, here we go. Cricketing in Texas. Love everybody. And I'm going to get on to some more videos tonight. Have a great one.